Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the DnA podcast. I am your host, Darius Dominguez.
I'm the co-host, Andrew Matos.
And this week, week 5, we have a lot to talk about. And we have some breaking news, but I'll go through quickly what we're going to talk about this week. It includes the Avengers, or Marvel's Avengers beta, which is coming out this week for the general public. It was up last weekend for those who pre-order the game, and it has some pretty average reviews so far, so we'll go through that. COD Black Ops Cold War has been confirmed. We'll talk about that a little bit. What we're most excited for this holiday season. We're going to talk about a lot of Marvel stuff, including Spider-Man and the origins of the MCU.
Yep.
And we're going to talk a little bit about what got us through the pandemic, because things are looking a little bit better here in Canada so far. So, I mean, the summer's been pretty good to us, so we're going to talk about how the lockdown was back in March and what we did to keep ourselves busy and whatnot. And and then we'll go into our favorite segment at the end of Darius's difficulties and Andrew's annoyances. So I want to start with some breaking news. This podcast is going to be a little bit old when it comes out on Monday, like from the time we're recording right now. We're recording a few days earlier. Andrew doesn't know about this at all yet, and I just saw it on Twitter earlier. So it was announced that Olivia Wilde, are you familiar with her?
Oh, okay. I know. I know she's the actress in the movie. She's in other movies with like Tron Legacy, for example.
Exactly. So I was gonna bring this up. She is in movies such as Tron Legacy and Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah, that's right.
Stuff like that. So it has come out that she is to direct through Sony. She is to direct an untitled Marvel movie.
That's right, yeah.
They announced that earlier today. That's all the headline was.
Yeah.
And that she will be directing.
That story that you just mentioned right now, I did see that one.
So you saw that.
I saw that one.
But here's the thing that really made my eyes pop is on Twitter, she quote tweeted it. So she retweeted it.
Yeah.
And all she put was a spider emoji.
Oh.
And it's a Marvel movie, and she put a spider emoji.
I didn't see that.
And then I saw a lot of people underneath that putting like Spider-Gwen and stuff like that, and I think they're missing the point a little bit because she's not going to be the lead actress. She's directing the movie.
She's directing, yeah.
So I think people got that mixed up and thought that she's going to be like Spider-Gwen or something.
Yeah.
It could be that, and maybe she's just directing it.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
But I think there's a lot of speculation happening because it could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be like a real life or a live action Miles Morales movie that she's directing or something. We could be getting something totally out of the blue because it sounds like it's going to be live action, not like a cartoon.
Yeah.
So that could be pretty interesting.
I can't wait.
Can't wait. And it's also going to go through. It's an unlisted. It's a female-centric unlisted Marvel movie, so it could actually be Spider-Gwen. Yeah,
it could. Yeah.
So and some people were mentioning maybe Venom too, but it's an unlisted. Like Venom's already Venom.
It's already done.
It's already done, and if they do a third one, like it's its own thing. This is untitled. This is going to be a brand new project.
Because most likely those two movies, the Spider-Man, like you just mentioned, the one we're coming up with Olivia Wilde, and most likely probably Venom. They're definitely going to tie up together in the future at some point.
I'm sure all of them will tie in at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for sure Spider-Man at some point. Like people, they signed on for one more movie with in the MCU, but he's going to end up going back to Sony eventually because of what Venom did, because it was a success.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people don't like the Venom movie, but it did well. So that's just a fact
I enjoyed it. It was
I thought it was really good too.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah.
So
really
and we'll see the second one this year. So
yeah.
I mean, it's interesting, and we live in a world now, like before when we were growing up, there was not many movies like this.
Yeah.
And now we live in a world where they're like doing spin-offs of different characters in their own movies.
Yeah,
so that's,
exactly. Yeah.
Like it's so different, but it's cool nonetheless.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. Can't wait.
So and she's talented, so
yeah, she is.
I think it's gonna be pretty good. And Sony, they dropped the ball in a few Spider-Man movies, but like with Venom, they're doing a pretty good job. So maybe they could do something here. Now I want to get into Marvel's Avengers. So this game's dropping soon. When it comes out in September.
I think it's coming out next week.
I think it's not the 1st of September, but the first week of September. I thought I saw it.
I swear it's coming out next week.
I could be wrong.
I think it's coming out Friday, the 26th. I think so.
Nah, it would be next Friday then. Nonetheless.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, the beta is coming out. It has already come out for those who pre-ordered it. Mm-hmm. It has very mixed reviews. A lot of people think, like you, it's very repetitive, right?
Like you said the last week, the podcast. Some of the hero games are repetitive,
right?
Like even the 2018 Spider-Man.
Yeah, which is a great game.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal game. Excellent story and everything, but it's tedious and repetitive.
Yes. My counter argument to that. So if people who are saying that's a reason they don't want to get the game, that it's a bad game. You can't have a superhero game that isn't like that. There's no formula to get around that.
Yep.
But what else are you going to do, right?
Exactly.
And I saw some gameplay where the missions are different. It's not a very stereotypical superhero game.
This one reminds me of this Avengers game reminds me of the Marvel Ultimate Alliance,
which a lot of people
it's like the beat up. It's not. I don't know if it's 4-player multiplayer or like drop in or whatever.
I don't remember. It might be co-op, but
like it's similar like pattern like that. You get a few attacks and you can like level up stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's what it looks like so far.
Yeah.
We haven't touched it yet because, like I was going to say, it came out last week for those who pre-ordered the game.
Yeah.
And now this weekend is the open beta for everybody.
Everyone,
So it's going to be chaos. And from the sounds of it, I think we could party up and just play the beta.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think we can just pick a character and go.
I just can't wait to try it out.
Yeah, so I'm excited to actually play it because that's going to really determine if I get this game or not, really, to be honest. Right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Because it looks good, but like I've played games like that, and Spider-Man's also coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I'm getting a PS5. That's a whole different discussion right away. But it's a game that I don't know, it has my attention, so I want to play it.
Yeah, same thing as me. It has my attention, exactly.
Yeah, but I hope it's good. I just hope it's good.
Well, yeah, it's the developers that did the Tomb Raider games. You know what I mean?
And their success.
Yeah,
right? So
they're good.
I think superhero games get a bad rep too because there's games like Uncharted and Tomb Raider and stuff that are great games.
Yeah.
But they can be repetitive sometimes too.
Yeah,
but a lot of people like them.
Uncharted is a little bit better though.
Uncharted's different.
Yeah, but it's almost the same thing.
It's the same idea.
But don't get me wrong, because Tomb Raider did come out years before on the PlayStation.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's the reboots of the 3 that came out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Mm-hmm. They're good games. Don't get me wrong, they're really good games. But like Uncharted, like storytelling wise, is actually really good. I actually like that game quite a bit too.
I'm not saying anything about the story. Like, I know the story is great.
Yeah.
And same with like Spider-Man and the Batman games. It's just sometimes it can be repetitive.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't think people can. If you're gonna criticize the game, don't say it's repetitive because we know that. Just enjoy the game for what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be like stupid fun, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Like enjoy the game for what it is.
Yeah.
And if there's actually like too many glitches and stuff, then say it's a garbage game. Right?
Well,
like,
yeah.
Something like that.
Right now because of the beta.
No, but what? Yeah, exactly.
You
but
know
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying is like, don't say it's a bad game because the missions are repetitive because we know that's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You just know that's gonna happen.
Yeah, it is.
Go in like a little more open-minded.
It's true. Yeah.
Open-minded.
Yeah.
And,
open-minded. Yeah.
Exactly. So moving on. Unless you have any last thoughts on
No, I just like you said. I just can't wait till it comes out this weekend. Play co-op and try it out.
See how it is. Play with friends and see if it goes well. Right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Moving on a little bit. COD Black Ops. We mentioned it like 2 weeks ago, I think, or 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. With the Doritos bag advertisements.
They released by accident that it was going to be called Cold War. They finally released that it will be called Cold War. Something I like in video games, and I know a lot of people won't agree with me, is not in video games like COD and Battlefield and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like when the story, so like the campaign and most of the multiplayer, is connected to real life events. Like
that's what I like too.
Right?
That's what I like.
I mean, like based on true stories.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this game. The campaign will be its own thing. It's not going to be like a documentary. I don't know what the word is, but it's not going to follow like stuff that actually happened directly.
So I'm guessing this is gonna go through like the true events, like what happened.
Yeah, kind of. It'll like actual. I think it's going to be its own story. Like they're going to make their own story.
In that era of Cold War.
Yes, but around it, real life events are actually happening. It like the Cold War. Like it actually happened.
Like actually happened.
You know what I mean? Like, I like stuff like that.
Me
I don't
too.
Like Modern Warfare is cool, good games, but then like the story is kind of like they make their own stuff up, and that's cool in its own thing.
Yeah.
But I like games that follow like previous events.
No, I totally agree.
Like
I totally agree.
I kind of like that type of stuff and like the World War games and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
It's cool to like dive into stories that like that stuff actually happened.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like I think it's gonna be good. I don't know what they're gonna do. I think zombies They're gonna have to do it. It's Black Ops.
Yeah, it's gonna come back again.
But I don't know. Like, they finished the story in Black Ops 4, so I wonder if they come back now with like Russian zombies or something, because it's a Cold War game.
Maybe like in what's that place? In they had the nuclear.
Oh my God, Chernobyl.
Yes, maybe it's somewhere like in Chernobyl. That'd be cool. You know what I mean?
They have so many options, and maybe they end up doing it, right?
Yeah.
It's very early. The game, we've seen one trailer, which, by the way, is one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good.
So I got pretty hype about that. I'm biased. I like Black Ops. It was one of the first COD games in real time that I bought. So
for me, was World at War.
Yeah,
I like that one a lot.
I like Treyarch.
Treyarch for the games like Call of Duty is phenomenal.
Modern Warfare 2, great game.
Awesome.
But otherwise, like, I like the Treyarch.
Yeah, Treyarch was me too.
Yeah,
me too.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
So, as everyone knows, and as we're well aware of, this holiday season is going to be bananas.
Oh, yeah.
For everything.
Everything, yeah.
Because everything's happening all at once. And in the middle of a pandemic. So, it's going to be, I think a lot of people are going to have to pick and choose what they buy. Not everyone's going to get everything, and there's a lot coming out. So, what are you, number one, anything that's coming out, games, console, whatever, what are you most excited for
this holiday season?
This fall. Yeah, this holiday season.
Just pretty much just like the PS5, like the next gen, pretty much.
Getting started on next gen.
Yeah, get it started next gen, yeah. See how it is and which one's a bit better, you know what I mean?
What's different and what they've actually improved on.
Yeah. And then
because like I'm excited to see the GTA loading time.
Oh,
that's one of the things.
There's actually a video online of that.
Oh, I know there is, but there's a difference between a video of a simulation of what might happen and what will happen.
That's true.
Right?
I'm guessing it's gonna load like really quick.
Oh, I hope it will because it's an SSD now.
Yeah, SSD. Yeah.
Solid state drive for anyone wondering.
Yeah.
It's just a lot faster, so the potential's there, but I just don't know if it'll load that fast. Like it was something like from a minute and 10 seconds to 6 seconds. And I don't know if it's gonna be that fast. That's pretty fast.
No, I'll probably say probably max speed would probably be like 15, I'll say maybe 20 seconds.
Dude, if it's 15 or 20 seconds, I'm happy.
Yeah.
If a game that expansive loads in that time, I'm happy.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
A minute and like 10 seconds is a bit excessive.
Yeah.
You're kind of just sitting there, and then if it crashes, you have to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a little excessive. For me, I'm most excited about, like, PS5's too easy of an answer for me, because, like,
yeah, it's the next gen.
Huge, right?
Yeah.
That's, like, big. Yeah. And obviously I want to get that. But the most... the thing I'm most excited for is probably the new Spider-Man game, Miles Morales.
Me too. Yeah.
I think that's one of the things I'm most excited about.
Yeah, and it's a launch title for the PlayStation 5.
Yes. This year's exactly. Yeah. This year is like I don't think we're or anyone's really talking about how crazy a new console's coming out. An Avengers game with co-op is coming out.
Yeah.
A brand new Spider-Man game after the first one was a huge success.
Yes.
A Call of Duty game that everyone's actually sounds like excited for.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We have a love-hate with COD, right? A love-hate relationship.
Yeah, it just depends what COD you play throughout the years
and how it goes. But for the most part, I think people are genuinely excited about this one coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
This is going to be a really fun fall, I think, for gamers and stuff.
Yeah.
Can't say the same for movies because the world is a little upside down.
Movies, I'll say movies too because I'm guessing if Venom's gonna come out.
We'll see what happens.
I hope so. I don't know if that's the case. Then they're gonna probably push it to next year, like beginning next year.
I think it all depends on if you can open theaters because they're not gonna drop a movie like that on Netflix.
No, absolutely.
It's gonna be in theaters,
or even like on they have a Cineplex store. On your TVs, like 4K TVs,
you can do
smart TVs.
I just don't see them doing that. I think they would rather push it to like February of next year before they, you know what I mean, like release something like that.
And like like the Wonder Woman new one coming out in 1984.
That's a big movie too. It's not Marvel superhero or whatever, but I'll bring up A Quiet Place 2.
That's right.
That was supposed to come out like in March.
Yeah.
And they delayed it this long. And the first one, I love that.
That movie's phenomenal, man.
I love that movie. So the second one is supposed to be a prequel too, and I think it's just gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's like semi prequel to sequel, pretty much. It's like,
like it's gonna explain
like how they came in.
Yeah, so then the ending of the first movie makes sense.
Yeah, so exactly.
It ties in very nicely. From what I heard, I haven't watched it. Nobody's
and
watched
like
it. So.
freaking the Black Widow movie coming out, James Bond, the new one.
See, like this was supposed to be an amazing year.
And like that's Daniel Craig's last one too.
Yeah. No, I know that's
like, his last movie.
Exactly. That's his last stamp, right?
That's his last stamp.
It's all delayed, and it's
because of what happened.
When are we gonna get it? Yeah, it's unfortunate, but
that's true.
Who's to say when things are gonna come out or when
they
should come out?
At least the movie tickets are cheap here in Canada.
For now.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
You get your $10 popcorn, you get your $15 movie ticket, and you get your COVID-19.
I swear it was like $5.
It's cheap. But it's like every other, or you have to have like 2 seats in between. Yeah,
they're most likely gonna have like they're gonna open like up of the seating, so they're gonna be like less people. Like
there will be less people in the theater,
like buying the tickets, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I gotta like too. I hope they do it if they have more theaters that show like more times of the movie. So like say like theater 1, 2, and 3 and 4 has from like 1:20, and the other one is like 2:30,
kind of like
like separate, right after. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Some movie theaters actually do that too. That's why I like.
Some do the bigger ones.
Yeah, the big ones.
The big I understand why the smaller ones don't, because you can't. But
yeah, you can. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's interesting. They're gonna have to be creative here with some.
I know.
Movies.
From
and
I was gonna say from they losing like almost I think $2 billion of revenue.
Yeah, and they had a deal before the pandemic happened. I don't know if you remember, with I think it was a company from the UK where you would pay a membership instead of just buying single movie tickets.
Yeah.
And that fell through because of the pandemic.
That's right. It was like $25 a month or something.
Yeah, and you watch whatever you want. You could go to the theater every day and you just pay $25 a month.
Yeah,
you can go to the theater every day if you want
just
to watch a different movie.
That's
movie.
Right. Yeah.
So they were going to introduce that. Yeah. Which some people there's like for me, I don't go to the theater enough. Maybe if I bought that, I would go more often.
Oh yeah, for
but I don't
sure.
go to the theater enough for that to make sense for me.
Yeah, I totally agree.
A month or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you could watch whatever movies you want all the time, you could go there 3 times a day every day.
Yeah, which watch whatever you want.
Impossible, but you know what I mean. And just watch whatever movie you want. It might make sense for somebody who likes watching movies.
When I was younger, I watched the animated Tarzan movie when it came out in theaters. Yeah. And afterwards, when it was done, I went to sneak in to watch Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh, yeah, because they came out at the same time, right?
Yeah. So I watched...
But you could...
you know what I mean?
With this pass, it was... Honestly, I think it was a great idea. And it sucks that it fell through. Because they're just not gonna do it anymore. It's gonna go back to the way we want.
You never know; it might change, right?
Maybe in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's unfortunate because you could do stuff like that. You could finish one movie and be like, you know what? I haven't watched whatever's showing here next, and I
just watch it and just chill in the theater. And once you till the time, you just go in and that's it.
The one thing I think is cool here at the tail end of summer too, is it looks like movie theaters, because there's no like new movies, are showing classics. So like,
I saw that.
I saw Back to the Future. We talk about Back to the Future every episode.
Yeah, they're gonna show Back to the Future. The first one, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, because they have nothing new to show. So you buy a ticket and you can relive
like
watching movies in theaters.
Like man, watching Jurassic Park in the theaters when I was younger is amazing.
Yeah.
And I just like, I'll pay a ticket just in the theater just to watch,
relive that.
Watch it again.
Yeah.
You know,
it's an experience, right?
Yeah.
There's no new movies, so like you're never gonna experience something like this again in your life, probably.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
If you feel comfortable going to a theater, then you can experience that like as if you're watching it for the first time again, and that would never happen otherwise.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I think it's cool that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Or
me too.
like good. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
That was some pretty good movie conversation, so I think we should keep it on a movie topic.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to talk a little bit because we'll keep in our Marvel topic here.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Let me start before that.
Mm-hmm.
X-Men came out in what, 1997? 98?
No, I think it was 2000.
Or 2000?
Yeah, 2000.
And that was made by Sony or Fox?
It was Fox.
It was Fox. So that was the first really
big
successful
Marvel movie.
It wasn't the first, but it was the most successful for the time Marvel movie.
Marvel movie.
So I will give it its dues. I'm not going to say Spider-Man, which we're going to jump into started everything completely, X-Men got the ball rolling. But at the time, they were already going to make Spider-Man. Yeah. It's not like X-Men was so good, so they're like, oh, we have to make Spider-Man now. They were already going to make Spider-Man. So, X-Men comes out. And there was... didn't they have... what was it before? Daredevil or something? There was a really bad movie in 96 or something. Oh, nice. Not Daredevil. Was it Daredevil?
I think it was Daredevil. That one was pretty bad, man.
But it was bad. And it was like...
I think that came out 2003.
Maybe. I think there was one that came out in the 90s, and they were like... Oh, you know what other one was successful? Blade. Is it Blade?
Oh, Blade. Yeah, Blade was successful. Yeah.
So... But, like, the movie still kind of had, like, a cartoony, like... You know how the last Batman's, when that franchise collapsed because of the Batman Forever and stuff? Yeah, Forever, it kind of had that feeling still. Yeah. But then they started making movies like X-Men and Spider-Man. And now I want to get into it. That really made the MCU.
Like more better and successful.
And made people actually be like, I like Marvel now. Because if you didn't read comic books before these movies came out, you probably didn't care for Marvel.
Like some kids at the time, like younger that age, like, who's Spider-Man?
Because they don't even know.
You know who he is. And they're like, I love Spider-Man. You know?
And if you rewatch the trailers from when Spider-Man before it came out, at that time, nobody has ever seen a movie that looked like that, I don't think. Yeah. The CGI for the time, like, great job, Sony.
Oh, yeah, Sony's
really always
good.
had great CGI.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I think Spider-Man 2002 really influenced superhero movies today. Like, I think without X-Men, great movie. But Spider-Man, for the time, broke records. Like, destroyed records. Like, opening weekend records, opening day records.
I watched that movie like 3 times in theaters.
I watched it twice, and I don't remember because I was too young, but I was there twice in the theater. Yeah. See, that's how much I liked it. And one of the reasons why... That's what I'm talking about. It influenced kids in this generation, right? And it broke records for merchandising, too, like toys and stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Crazy. At the time, everything's endgame, and you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Now the records are...
Yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home and all that stuff.
Exactly. It's different. But at the time, it was destroying stuff. And nobody had ever seen... something like that, and the storytelling, like Sam Raimi, like awesome.
Yeah,
like, just
they did a phenomenal job.
Casting was amazing.
Yeah,
they did everything right on this movie.
Yeah, they did.
And because they did that, it influenced everything. They made a second one, and then they started coming out with Iron Man, and
which was the second one was freaking really good.
Probably to this day, one of the greatest superhero movies.
Yeah, of all time. That one was actually like really good.
Like man. The great, like you have great action. It looked great, and then like the story is just amazing. Yeah, on the side, and the romance and everything. Like it's just I don't like using the word perfect, but it's like almost a perfect movie.
It was superior.
Like it was superior than anything made before. Maybe not, the Batman movies in the 80s were good too, but.
Yeah.
The top level. The Michael Keaton ones.
Late 90s, excuse me. Yes. Yeah, with Michael Keaton and Kim Basinger.
Yes.
Yeah. Those ones are good.
So, like it really, I think that movie is the reason why we have an MCU today and why they're so successful now.
The reason why there's one negative though about that movie.
Spider-Man 1?
Yes.
Okay.
In that version, he has cartridges for his webbing. Yes. He just has it like just organic. Is it organically?
Yeah, there's no cartridges.
Yeah, there's no cartridge. Yeah. That's the only negative I have about it. But other than that, it's just the rest of the movies were just phenomenal.
I agree because growing up, so in the original, they made it originally. He had them, and then in the last cut, they decided to get rid of them. And it was because Sam Raimi didn't think it was like, how could a kid make these things, right? Which, like, the whole point of Spider-Man is he's a genius.
Yeah, he's a smart kid.
Exactly. So, whatever. Yeah. Put it in. Yeah. But growing up, that really screwed a lot of things up because growing up, I thought that was the way it was. Yeah. And then when I watch the cartoons, I go back and watch the cartoons and, like, see comics and stuff. He always has them. Yeah, it's the cartridges. And I'm like, that's stupid. And then the more you watch, you're like, no, that actually makes sense because somebody that wouldn't make sense to shoot out of here, shoot out your ass if it was realistic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like, it didn't make sense. Yeah. That's the one thing I agree that like if it was being real, it wouldn't shoot out of your wrist; it would shoot out of your ass.
Because that's how it was. That's how it is. Like originally, just with the cartridge.
Exactly. So I mean? That I would agree. That's one thing in that movie they messed up, and there's a few things. But at the end of the day, it's a movie.
It was really good.
Hardcore. They had to make it something that easy to understand for everybody, right?
Yeah, and how they introduced like Harry Osborn to become the Green Goblin.
Perfect.
It was so good.
It's perfect.
So good.
Couldn't have done it. Maybe they could have done it a little bit better in some ways, but it's a classic and influenced everything we have today. So
yeah,
hats off.
Clapping motivation.
Yeah, really good.
You.
So we want to introduce, what's it called? We want to introduce a little bit of a newer segment. Mm-hmm. We want to do movie reviews.
Yes.
Today we're staying on topic of Marvel. Mm-hmm. But normally we'll go off and do whatever. Yeah. There's a few movies I want to talk about in the coming weeks. But today we'll stay on topic with Iron Man and Hulk.
Yeah.
The original Iron Man 1.
The 2008 one.
Yes.
Don't even talk about 2001.
I don't even know.
Don't even watch it.
There's an Iron Man movie from 2001?
No, the Hulk, sorry. The Hulk.
Oh, that's garbage. That was on TV the other day, and I was like, this looks like worse than a PS2 game.
But I had to give props to them because they made it like, when they had to change the camera view and everything, they made it like comic book wise.
Right.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing
cool,
I like about it.
But it doesn't hold up today.
But it still sucks.
Yeah. And it's a terrible movie, and the CGI looks like garbage.
It's the story's stupid.
I'm telling you, I watched it the other day, and I was like, "There's PS2 games I played that have better cutscenes."
Yeah,
than this.
I know it's so bad.
This was released in theaters.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But sometimes there's flops. You know, they happen in any franchise, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But we're gonna talk about Hulk from 2008. They came out a month apart, I think, actually.
Yeah, Iron Man, and the Hulk.
So let's start with Iron Man. I remember watching. Okay. Growing up, myself, Spider-Man, number one, nobody could touch him. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't really like Hulk. I didn't understand. And some of the other characters, Captain America, didn't really catch my interest until the movies came out. Mm-hmm. Iron Man, I was like, whatever. This Iron Man came out, and I remember as soon as it came out of theaters, we rented it at Blockbuster.
Oh, Blockbuster, yes.
We rented it at Blockbuster. And came home and watched it. And the first 30 minutes where he's like trapped in that cave and whatever, and he's like rebuilding, or the scientist rebuilds his heart, and then he sacrifices himself for
Tony to make the Mark 1 version. Yeah.
I fell in love with Iron Man in 30 minutes.
Yeah, me too. I
watched him on cartoons and stuff. In the first 30 minutes of that movie, I fell in love with Iron Man.
Yeah, it's just like you said, it was just hands down, like you fall in love with that character.
Yeah, it like kick ass. And Robert Downey Jr., like amazing actor.
Yeah,
like
he is, man.
Best for that role. But yeah, that movie, like, what do you think? Like, I remember vividly, like, coming home, we rented it, we watched it, like, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I just watched the movie just not long ago, like, man, like, how he, like, it made the suit in the cave from the arc reactor from his chest, right?
Yeah.
Like a little thing.
He's so smart, like,
he's intelligent, you know what I mean? And then, like, yeah, man, it's just like, and then after he started making like the Mark II, and then obviously he fly it and try it out.
And it's cool watching it on screen for the first time because it's the same colors. Like you're familiar with that from like cartoons and stuff, so it's cool to see it like in real life.
Yeah, right? And then like from a guy that did like weapons manufacturing division, you know what I mean? And he just like cancels everything because he's done with that. He doesn't want to do that stuff anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he focuses on this.
Yeah,
it's a cool like character switch.
Yeah, character switch.
Or something. Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly.
It's really cool. And that's who Iron Man is, but just for me, like, it was the first time actually paying attention to Iron Man as a character.
Yeah.
Watching this movie, and it was just like perfect. And the director, Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
He's just awesome.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
Yeah. He's a great director. Like, he's doing Mandalorian now.
Yeah.
It's like literally perfect. So like I fell in love with Iron Man in this movie.
Yeah, me too. Like he's such a really Tony. I was gonna say Tony Stark, but he is Tony Stark.
Well, yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr.
See,
this movie changed his life, eh?
It did, yeah. No, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. But it's not like the movie changed his life. He changed his life.
Like completely.
Yeah. To be in this movie.
Yeah.
And he did an amazing job. He did that.
Yeah.
Like, he did that.
Like, right? He did it himself, and I'm glad he did it because to this day now, he's like throughout all the 22 movies that came out.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know what? People have played Iron Man before, like whether it be in cartoons or whatever. I think there was a TV show back in the day which was terrible. But people have played Tony Stark before, and I will go back to Spider-Man just as an example. Everyone, okay, when I think of Spider-Man, I think of Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But there's other actors that have played him, and maybe some kids that are younger will think of those actors as Spider-Man. Nobody will ever be Tony Stark except for Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
He is Tony Stark.
He is Tony.
Like he played this character to like a T.
They choose the right actor for him.
Exactly.
Like, the
for the exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not only that. Like they were like, maybe he'll do a good job. Like he embraced it. Like he was like, I am this character.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And just through years, I mean, in some movies, I think he broke a leg or something, and he was like, they just CGI'd his face.
Yeah. CGI. Yeah.
Like he didn't really act, but. Still, through all the years, he was there, and then the ending of his character was
it's just like the movie arc, like throughout, like how I forgot the old man Jeff Bridges' character.
I forget his name.
Obadiah? I think it's Obadiah.
Yeah, he's in the first one, right?
Yeah, he's in the first one. Yeah,
he has the other suit.
Yeah, he has the other suit, and he just made it bigger. I was like, okay, but
yeah. Well, it's like the first prototype.
Yeah, first prototype. Yeah, and then he just his character development with Potts.
Yeah, see, it's really good. And
you know what I mean?
Up and down through the movies, but especially in the first movie, like it's good. That movie's like underrated, I think, because a lot of people like when they think of the best Marvel movies, like Infinity War, Endgame, or whatever. Iron Man, the first one, is like it's my favorite Iron Man.
Yeah, me
for
too.
Sure, out of the three, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's really good. And that ending fight scene, like it's not the best fight scene I've ever watched, but like there's something about it, like
it's exciting. Like
it's exciting because there's something at stake.
Yeah,
right?
like he flies. And it's like, your suit does that, mine does it too. And he flies, and he's like, talking to Jarvis. He's like, yeah, Jarvis, his suit's flying, eh?
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's funny, right?
Yeah,
too.
it's
like,
funny.
It's a good mix. Like it's really, I like movies like that. They did a great job. Like Iron Man, one of my favorite Marvel movies.
What would you give it a rating from 1 to 10 for Iron Man?
1 to 10?
Yeah.
That's hard. 8.5.
Yeah, same too.
Like, because if you go any higher than that, like you're reaching perfection level.
Yeah, I'll say 8.5. Yeah, I'll say 8.5.
It's not perfect, but it's really good.
Yeah,
like it's a movie. There's some Marvel movies you can watch like once in a while, and then you're kind of like, I will watch this for a while.
And
like,
there's some of them like we'll talk about in the future in like movie reviews.
Yeah.
That you can just keep watching, and it's so good.
This is one of those that like. It's just funny. His humor is good. Like
everything.
The storyline's really good to start a franchise.
Yeah.
Like the fight scenes are good. Like the storytelling, like the romance and the like when he's fighting at the end, like and the hatred and it's there. Like it's, you feel
exactly. And this is the first one too that introduced Shield.
Shield too. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
This movie started everything.
Basically. Yeah.
Spider-Man, I would say, influenced Marvel movies to be popular. That's what my argument.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
But this started the MCU. They were like, we're creating the universe. We're going to start it here, and they just were here
and exploded.
And then it was such a hit that they're like, okay, now we'll continue.
Yeah.
Now we'll go with this.
Just keep going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
Yeah.
We'll move on to Hulk now.
Yeah.
We wanted to because these came out back to back, and if one of them was a flop, then like if Iron Man was a flop. Then the Hulk would have flopped, and then we would have never had the MCU.
Yeah.
So, Iron Man is definitely the better movie, in my opinion. But this Hulk, pretty good.
I like this Hulk.
Unfortunately, the actor didn't stay.
Yeah,
because
certain problems.
Not great to work with.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really good. The origin story.
Yeah, like how he became and like with the gamma radiation.
Exactly.
Like that's how you. Like create the character.
Yes, they did it right.
Yes,
they did it right.
Yes, they did.
You have to start it right, and then people will pay attention and enjoy it. Right?
And then like the Colonel was just looking for him for years. He just took off. He was in Brazil for a long time.
Oh yeah, exactly,
like without getting caught.
Yeah,
you know.
And the other thing for me is it shows a lot of the human side, which I like.
Yeah,
like a lot of superhero
Bruce.
movies are just like 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 action and stuff.
Yeah.
But they showed a lot of like Bruce, good storytelling, and then on a flip of a dime, he's OP, and you see that he's OP. Right?
Yeah,
like it's cool. Like he should be that way.
I like it too when he goes to the guy and he like try to control his temper, his emotion, not to like turn into Hulk.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
You see that too. Like he gets it from the start. Like it's good storytelling.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
They did it right. Definitely not even. I don't know. This movie, like, it's not a movie I would watch all the time and stuff, but as a 1-2 punch to the MCU is here. Good start.
Yeah, and then like this one, they had that colonel. I forgot, not the colonel. Sorry, the general.
Yeah.
And I forgot the actor's name, but they put him the super soldier serum in his body.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And that was a what's it called? They kind of did that as an Easter egg because they're like, Captain America's coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon.
Right?
Yeah,
that's kind of like an Easter egg where they're like hinting all these things, and that's what really started a lot of the hype because they're like, MCU is here. Like, we're gonna have all these heroes have their own movies and stuff.
Sorry,
Thor came after this.
It wasn't the general. It was the colonel. The General Ross is the one who.
Yeah.
Sorry, I made a mistake.
The colonel is the one.
Yeah, the colonel. Yes. Yeah, my mistake.
Yeah,
the General Ross was like explaining to him like, we have this, this serum makes you like 10 years, like 15 years younger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then it messed him up.
messed him up, and then he just wanted more power, right?
The one thing I will say about this movie is the ending fight scene. I think it was this Hulk movie. I want to say it was this one. Kind of gives me like a headache watching. There's just like
really?
Smashing through walls and like, I don't know. It's not my favorite fight scene.
Maybe it was like, maybe the chopper was like lighting up and then it was going.
Yeah, it's the one with the chopper. Yeah, I am thinking the right movie.
Okay.
I don't mean it literally gave me a headache. It's just like you can't follow it like properly. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Like they're just smashing through walls and then the camera will cut and then like they smash back through the wall and like then there's a helicopter. Like I don't know. There's like. It's not that there's too much going on. Like I don't know, maybe I'm getting too much into it.
And then in this, no, I totally agree. Like some of this movie, the fight scenes, it was just like all over the place. You know what I mean? The camera angles, stuff like that. But like this movie too, I liked when like he was contacting with that guy from the university.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Green, Mr. Blue, whatever.
Mr. Blue, yeah. See, that's cool. There's cool things in there, but it's just a lot going on.
And then what happened was that just like. They found out, S.H.I.E.L.D. found out, because the military was working with S.H.I.E.L.D., trying to fight him, and then they did. And then he went to the university to eject him with that, I think it was like a flower, to try to cure it.
To cure
himself.
Yes.
And then he just, made him, he could turn, but he can't, fully turn. He just... he can control it now.
He can control himself.
He can control himself.
It's not a cure, but it was kind of like a... He can control himself.
Yeah, exactly control himself. And then, and then the other guy, the colonel, you just wanted more power, and then the guy from the university ejected his Bruce blood to him. And he became the abomination.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then...
That's
how
it goes.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, just big fight scene, and then he for break his back.
And that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all she
and
wrote.
Then,
literally.
And after, he takes off again, and he never been seen, and he goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
Just hides under,
under the radar.
And I like, under the radar. And then I like, too, in the ending, after the credits, it showed that, the general's, having shots. He's like, reload. And he tricks again, reload.
Yeah. Is that the one where they find Thor's hammer?
That's... No, that's
Iron Man. That's an Iron Man.
That's Iron Man 2. That's the Easter egg.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the ending.
Because Iron Man 2 comes out after Hulk.
Yeah, that's the ending.
Yeah, you're right.
And then
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's don't worry about. And then Tony just came. It's like we're starting a division.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
I remember that was so hype.
Yeah, and then it's like who's we? And he just looks at the generals like. The Avengers. Right?
Everyone knows. You didn't have to say it. And that was hype. That was
that's true. I didn't have to, but
people were hype. Yeah.
So what would you give this one?
This one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
7.5?
Like a 7.
7?
Yeah. Enjoyable. Good to watch. Wouldn't watch it all the time. Not a movie I would put on to just have fun.
If it's on TV, would you watch it?
Yeah. If it was on TV halfway through, I would probably continue watching it.
Yeah.
Not many movies I would do that.
Yeah.
But this is one that I would do that. But it's not a movie Iron Man. I'll go out of my way to Netflix or something, put it on because it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Hulk, I wouldn't necessarily do that.
So 7 for you?
So I would say 7. How about you?
Yeah, 7.5.
Like a 7 point. Yeah, something in there. It's not terrible. Not terrible. Not the best either. Just kind of in that. Weird gray area.
I just liked how they're gonna start off with the Avengers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it was a good little tease.
A nice little
standalone movie before we got into origin stories, right? Exactly. Those are important. So
yeah, exactly.
Glad they did that. It kind of one thing I want to mention is it throws off a whole franchise when you have to switch actors.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo is a really good actor for the Hulk, but it sucks that they had to switch.
Yeah, because Edward Norton, he's
hard to work with.
He's a jackass, bro.
There you go. That's
you know what I mean.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Like that's how he is. Like, don't be like that. If you weren't like that,
then you would have another
be
movie.
the Hulk until Endgame.
Exactly, and making all that money.
Yeah.
And all that fame.
Yeah.
Seriously. One thing I wanted to mention. So we're gonna move on here, but one thing I wanted to mention because I wanted to mention it before we got into our movie review, is Spider-Man 2002 was Tobey Maguire. You know the cast we all know. Sam Raimi directed it. Originally, though, I was watching the other day that I don't think it was Sony that picked it up. Another company had picked it up off of Marvel's hands, like the rights, and they were gonna make it. They wanted James Cameron to direct it. They wanted Leonardo DiCaprio to be Peter Parker.
Right.
And I forget who they wanted to be Mary Jane, or maybe not even Mary Jane. They wanted Gwen instead. It was a weird story.
Yeah, I think it was Gwen.
Yeah, and they wanted I can't remember. The villain was so like weird. It might have been Vulture or something. Not weird, but like the story around it.
It was
so like if we got that movie, like we would not have the movies we have today.
I know.
I'm telling you.
I know.
It's just weird. There's a video out there if you want to learn about that version of Spider-Man. There's a video on YouTube about it.
Funny story too. Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire are actually like best friends.
Best friends in real life, yeah. So and I remember there was a huge rumor that it was like Leo was gonna play Spider-Man when the Spider-Man movie eventually comes out. Leo's gonna play him, and it was gonna happen. And then I can't remember what company it was, but they're like, we can't fund it or something, or we cannot make this movie.
We can't.
So they were like, here's the rights back to Marvel, and Marvel's like, crap. So then I think Sony saw the success of X-Men, I think.
Yeah.
And was like, okay, we'll pick it up, we'll do it, and then they did it, and look what happened.
Yeah.
Broke records.
Exactly.
So I want to move on a little bit from Marvel because that's way too much Marvel for today. Games we played through the pandemic. So when things shut down in March, everybody was stuck in our houses. In Canada, it was cold, so you didn't want to go outside. You couldn't go anywhere, and you couldn't see anyone, so everybody's at home. So what are some games that got you through the pandemic?
Me?
Yes. What are some games you enjoyed playing?
I played through again Fallout 4.
Yep.
Played that one. I really liked that game. What else? The Tomb Raider games, like I mentioned earlier.
I remember you playing that, yeah.
I was playing that one. And, like GTA and Rocket League and, some sorts like...
Games like that. Just keep you busy, right?
Yeah, keep me busy, yeah.
I would say the same thing. I played a lot of sports games. One thing I will say, I want to bring up, and I think it's the same for pretty much everyone. I found that everyone... first of all, during the pandemic, some nights, I've never seen so many of my friends online at once.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just never happens. Everyone's busy doing their own thing. And at times I had, like, so many friends on at the same time. It was like, you'll never see this again in your life.
Yeah.
But one thing I will say about other people, and myself especially, is I found that people weren't playing so many single-player games.
Yeah.
I found that everybody was playing games together.
Yeah, multiplayer.
Right?
Yeah.
In parties and stuff.
Yeah.
All playing together because you couldn't see each other. So I found that a lot of people were putting aside their single-player games they've been playing, whenever they have time to play.
Yeah,
and playing together. Different sports games or Rocket League or whatever, GTA. Everybody I found was playing together, and I think that was pretty cool. Yeah. Everyone's trying to just
play and
get through this thing, right?
Yeah, and have a good time. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really cool. One game I want to mention that came out during the pandemic for free on PlayStation Plus was this game called Farming Simulator.
Oh God.
So
yes, this game's so good.
We played a lot of PlayStation during that time because it's cold out, nobody can go anywhere. So we're just you're stuck inside and you're trying to pass the time, and play with your friends and just try and have a good time during this thing, right? So we're all playing in a group of friends, and we're cousins, and we have other cousins we play with, and we were like, hey, let's get this Farming Simulator game. You remember that? Yo, this looks sick. Let's get Farming Simulator.
It looks good. It looks interesting.
It looks cool, right? Oh, you can like build up your own farm and stuff. So we're playing. This game's awful.
This straight up, so bad.
Straight up, this game is awful. But I think it's good for the ones who know what they were getting into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People looked at it and they were like, "Oh, it's a simulator. I'll play it." And if they enjoy it, they enjoy it.
And it took us like 3 hours just to freaking harvest potatoes. Jesus.
And we made like $10 or something.
Yeah.
Like, it was so
yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think we realized what we were getting into because it's farming simulator. It simulates real life. I think we were expecting to just go in there and like have fun or something.
Yeah. No.
But then we're like, oh, you got to pick up the tractor from this spot.
Yeah, and you have to buy the.
You got to buy the fertilizer. Yeah. Like, what the heck is this, man? I just want to like grow some crops and sell it.
Like sometimes I just want to like go out to the farmers and I'm just like, I give you.
Yo, bro, like thank you so much. You know what I mean?
I give you props.
Yeah, like honestly.
Because I gotta tell them like straight up, like I play Farmer Simulator, and I can't do it. Yeah, I can't.
I don't understand because we're picking up contracts trying to make money, so we're investing in like machines and stuff, like different tractors and stuff. Yeah. And then we do this crop and we make like not even a quarter of the money back, and it's like, how are we gonna buy anything?
We buy anything with this?
This doesn't make sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that like that game is so frustrating.
I couldn't.
And there's like 6 or 7 of us online or something.
And yeah, doing it.
Just hustling, man. Just harvesting these potatoes, and it took us 3
hours.
Real
hours.
Just, real life.
Yeah.
That was the day I was like, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And then you find out that you got like 80.
There was like a mod you could use, so then I got us like $80 million or something, and then we're buying like one of our other cousins, Brian, is buying every tractor known to man and just souping it up, and it's got this horsepower and stuff.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
Yeah, Brian was like just getting all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's my brother, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just like, what are you doing over there, Brian? He's like at the shop and just like, we're just getting another tractor.
And then he buys like 20 vehicles. Yeah. It's like, Jesus.
Why is there a tower of fertilizer at the shop? Just like.
Then you have to get the Bobcat, and then you have to put in the forklift.
Oh my god, it's so realistic, right?
Oh my god, man.
Oh my god. I get it, simulator. I get it, but like, oh god, like too much work.
Yeah, I can't do it.
But that was funny. We made like at the end. It was pretty funny when we were able to buy stuff with all the money we had. That's when it got fun. But like, if you actually want to play the game legit, like it'll take you literally real life days to like get going,
or months.
Like, it's a video game.
Yeah, I know.
Like I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
Like I want to enjoy like actually what farming is like, but I can't invest hours as if I'm actually a farmer into this game.
Yeah, I can't. I couldn't do it anymore. I really couldn't.
But I will say it was funny of how we were complaining the whole time and how it kept us busy. So.
Yeah, like had a good time, like laughing whites and just saying like,
this game sucks.
This game sucks.
It's not that it sucks. It's that it's not for us.
Yeah, it's not for me.
It's just not for us.
It's not for me either.
But it was funny.
It was good.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Like just rough.
Oh,
just a rough game.
Yeah, I know.
But that was a good time. Just literally like, why is there so much fertilizer here? Like, and just like all these tractors and like.
I can't. Yeah.
Can't afford a tractor, and then you have like a bin, and you can't get it. You need an extra tractor for it, but we don't have the money for it.
And then you could go chop out wood and sell wood to this place.
Sell wood, and then you get $5 for a piece of wood.
I
it's
know.
like you can't make money like this, and you're chopping down by hand, and it's like so stupid.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay, so moving along.
Mm-hmm.
But on the same kind of a topic, things that kept us happy during our little lockdown there.
Yeah.
The last few months.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, here, like I said earlier in the podcast, things have gotten a little bit better over time into the summer.
Yeah.
A few more things opening, and you can actually see some family.
Yeah, going through phases.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Before it was like you couldn't see anyone, you couldn't go anywhere. So
yeah.
What kept you happy? It could be anything, movies.
Yeah.
Anything.
Like movies.
That kept you happy during the
sometimes I went to go talk to my girlfriend through like video on
like
my
FaceTime,
phone.
Yeah,
FaceTime. Yeah, I visit her too sometimes.
Yeah.
Just see her because she was like all like worrying, and I
think
there.
Everyone was at that point.
And like go there, calm her down, and just be with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just with my girlfriend and doing crosswords and freaking just watching movies.
Keeping busy, doing stuff. I did a little bit of the same where you do stuff you never normally would, like crosswords and stuff. Like, for example, I don't know if you do crosswords in your free time. I'm not trying to say anything.
No, I don't. But like,
I'm not trying to diss you or anything.
Yeah, but like now, just like, just
everything's a little bit
like interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like hell, I read like 2 books I read before. I just read them again. You know what I mean?
See, yeah, exactly.
You know?
Why not, right? Just pass the time.
Yeah.
But I get that. Yeah. For me, I did a lot of I would go for drives because there's nothing to do and there's nobody on the road, so it's kind of nice to. Just
I forgot to mention too. I did go for drives too.
Yeah. There's nobody on the road, and it was nice to do that.
Oh my god, nobody on the road. It's just it was awesome. You know.
And then I rewatched not the entire thing, but rewatched that '70s show.
Oh, the '70s
which
show.
is one of my favorite shows ever. So that got me laughing, and that was a nice little
that show
thing to watch.
Really good, yeah.
And then I got a dog, and I named it after Michael Kelso in that '70s show.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite shows. Obviously, just doing stuff like this, making videos and stuff and editing, that got me through, working on different projects, and it's nice to keep busy like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Watch some movies. Got into Tiger King was hilarious when it first came out. Everybody was talking about that, so that was fun. Yeah, just going for drives and passing time.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's how you got to get through that. So hopefully we don't go back to how that was. Hopefully we stay on a good track here.
Hopefully it doesn't happen in winter time.
I know, but who knows?
Yeah.
Hopefully things are looking up from here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Now, life for me would look very different right now if it wasn't for the pandemic.
Yeah.
What would you be doing?
Still working.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But here we have the Canadian National Exhibition.
Yeah.
In Toronto.
Oh, the CNE.
The CNE.
Yes.
I said it in full because some people watching this may not know what the CNE is. But for us, it's just the CNE.
The CNE, yeah.
That we go to every year. We should have been going there now.
Yeah, and it would have been open, I think,
right now.
Last Friday. That passed.
Yes. So we should have been going there now. That's one thing I like to do every year. It's a fun time.
Me too.
There's different, stuff to try, and it's just fun to get out with,
like
people
the delicious
you hang out
food.
With. Exactly.
Oh my god.
The deep fried Mars bars and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's different. It's different. That's something we'd be doing right now. And nobody gets that this year, so it's kind of
yeah.
I wish you could be doing something.
There's gonna be no Fan Expo this year.
No Fan Expo, no Comic Con. I'm sure. Well, I don't know what's going on with that actually, but
no Comic Con. I don't think it happened online.
Yeah, it was virtually. Sorry.
Yeah, it was virtually. Right. Yeah.
But no Fan Expo like we normally go to, which is pretty. That sucks.
I know.
Personally, I was supposed to go to New York for the first time, the week the pandemic shut everything down.
Oh, that's right. You're saying.
So that sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think life for a lot of people would look very different right now
if
it wasn't for this thing. I think a lot of people would be. But it's interesting too because if you want to take a positive out of it, it's kind of like some of us are spending more time together.
Yeah.
In a more just hanging out type of way, I think, with your friends and whatnot, and family, and doing stuff that you normally wouldn't do, and kind of. You know what I mean?
Going online, like you said, on PlayStation, or even on Xbox, Xbox Live, and just talk to your friends. And then
well, even now, I mean, you can actually, for the most part here, you can actually see some people, your closest family and friends or whatever.
Yeah,
you can actually,
but
within reason, but
within reason. Yeah, now, before, you just go online and you just say hey, so what are you doing today? Nothing. You know what
same.
I mean? Yeah, same here. You know what I mean?
Literally, yeah. Okay.
Just
one thing I want to mention, just moving on from that, a little bit depressing, but it's good to talk about, things that kept us happy during a hard time and whatnot.
A hard time, yeah.
So moving on a little bit, I just wanted to mention that there's a new documentary. It's a docu-series, I guess. There's episodes on Netflix called High Score. So if anyone's interested in a documentary or docu-series on retro video games and video games throughout the year. This just came out on Netflix. It looks like it's pretty good. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I literally just saw it last night.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me too.
Yeah, so I think it's pretty good. So definitely, I would say check that out if you're into that type of stuff.
And there's another one too that came out. It's called Video Games
on YouTube.
On YouTube,
I'll let you take this.
That one, I watched that one. It's good because, like you said, it doesn't go episodically. It's just a whole whole movie.
Just a document, a whole.
Oh yeah, whole movie. Yeah, and it shows each console will come out a year and show what games turn up the video games industry and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I like documentaries like that.
Yeah, me too.
If you didn't live through it, then you wouldn't necessarily know everything about certain things,
video games.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good to.
for example, it showed the PS2 console, and it showed like Grand Theft Auto 3 that introduced like open world
for the first time. Nobody's ever played this before. You know it's cool to go back and like in documentaries like this, go back and be able to be like, whoa, it was really groundbreaking.
Cool.
Yeah, that's really cool, right?
And even shows like Grand Theft Auto 5 that came out on PS3 and Xbox and at the time 360.
360.
It was like the most selling entertainment thing of like product
entertainment
of all time, bro.
Of all time.
Not
video game. Movie.
Anything.
Any entertainment.
Of all time.
Highest grossing. And still going.
And it's still going.
And it's going to keep going because PS5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I know.
So it's it's cool to be able to go back and watch stuff like that. I like learning about stuff like that.
Me too.
It's good.
I like watching that stuff.
Yeah. So if you're really into that, brand new on Netflix, and check out that one on YouTube.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's really good. Really good.
We're going to move along to our favorite segment of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you would like to sponsor this segment full-time, please reach out to us. Our email is in the description, and it's in the description on anything you listen to. By the way, we're now on Apple Podcast.
Yay!
So we're finally on that. We're pretty much on anything you would want to listen to our podcast on. So our email, OfficialDNAPodcast@gmail.com. Email us there if you would like to sponsor this segment. It is Darius's Difficulties and Andrew's Annoyances.
Yes.
This week, we do have a sponsor, so we'll be right back after this quick word from our sponsor, C&J1.
If you're looking for high-quality sports videos, trick shots, or just gaming videos, go sub to C&J1. See me posting all the vids. See me posting with the brand. Y'all just do it for the fame. We do it for Joe. C&J, ooh, ah, C&J, ooh, ah, C&J, ooh, ah, C&J, ooh, ah. Everybody see us scoring. Been pucking B with my brothers. Thanking Joe, then I thank the others. We beat the odds, we made out of the struggle. Metal put up on the ice. Skirt. Bravo pulled up on the pitch. People hating on the brand. Big Dubs, never sorry. Nick making big boss moves. JM with the big news. Trick shots on the twos. Game to game, man, I never lose. Hey, Nick.
Go sub, go sub. Go sub, go sub. Go sub, go
See
sub.
me posting all the vids. See me posting with the fans. Y'all just do it for the fame. We do it for Joe. C&J, ooh, ah, C&J, ooh, ah, C&J, ooh, ah, C&J, ooh, ah. Go like and subscribe. Yeah.
All right. So this week, do you want to start? I'll let.
Sure.
Did you start last week? I don't know. Do you want to start?
No, you did. You started. We're talking about the signaling for the cars.
You know what? I know what you're going to talk about, and you're very passionate about it. So I'm going to let you go last.
Okay.
So I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Because I think you're very passionate about what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, you know when... Okay. So this is happening to me. This has happened throughout my whole life. Okay?
Yeah.
But this has been happening to me way more now that I have to work wearing a mask all day.
Yeah.
Which I'm not complaining. Everybody should wear masks if you're indoors, whatever. Let's just get through this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I have to wear a mask all day, it's really messing with me because you're talking to somebody and you can't hear what they said.
Oh, yeah.
And they asked you can't really hear what they said.
Yeah.
So you go, what?
Yeah.
But you don't want to say what again, right? Like they say something, they say it again.
Yeah.
You can't hear them still. You don't want to say what again.
Yeah.
So they say something and you kind of just go, yeah, I know, it's so funny, right? Like, like pretending like you heard them, but they asked you a question like, what time is it?
Yeah.
Right? But you can't hear them. So they ask you what time it is. What time is it?
Yeah,
and you're there like, it's so
like,
funny. You're so...
So, who's winning the Raptors game tonight on the TV?
That's so funny.
You know what I
mean? And then they stare at you like, what is this guy on?
What is happening right
Whatever
now?
drugs he's on, can I have them? Like
acid. Yeah.
Literally, like,
yeah.
So, like what's going on here? But it's so awkward because then they'll, like, come up to you and be like, what's wrong with you? Like, you good? Like,
yeah, it's like just might as well just go up and it's like, hey, peep this.
Yeah,
yeah.
So like, are you okay? Like,
what's going on?
Why are you like laughing gas or something? Like,
funny story.
Yeah.
Short.
You okay? You want to start that again? You want to start that again?
Sorry, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, like,
Long story short, yeah.
I went to Tim Hortons.
Yep.
I asked the girl for a small raspberry lemonade, and she gave me original.
So she probably just didn't.
Yeah, I didn't even fully.
I don't really blame. Was it a drive-through?
No, it was. I actually went in.
Oh, that's different. If it's drive-through, I don't really blame them because they're listening through a headset and they're scrambling. But if you tell them to their face,
yeah, like
that's pretty funny.
And I said it out loud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
And then like like the other day I went to get a BLT. So I would like a BLT. May I get a BLT on an everything bagel? And the guy goes, okay, what type of bagel do you want? And I was like, dude. I just said that.
Oh my god,
dude, what?
See what I did there? I was doing the laughing.
Yes.
Okay, good.
But didn't hear what I said.
Yeah.
Right? So my god. But yeah, that's just that's a difficulty of mine when you just. I feel like it's in everyone. You don't want to be rude and keep going like what? I can't hear you. What? And instead you just go like that's so funny, or like try and be like yeah, and they're just like
what?
I don't know. Yeah. Did you get in a car crash today? And you're like, you can't hear them. You're like, yeah. Like,
and sometimes you can't.
What?
Like, now, like, when you want to try to like smile at someone, you can't because you're wearing a mask, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but that's different. But
yeah.
I mean, I can tell if somebody's smiling. I can tell.
Like you can see the cheeks going up a little.
Yeah. Unless you're wearing like a full like Darth Vader helmet or something, that's different.
Oh yeah.
Which I've seen.
Or color red.
Yeah.
You know
I've seen people wear some crazy things like through this thing, so it's interesting. So let's get into it.
Yep.
What's your annoyance?
It's the Call of Duty games throughout the years, man.
Yeah. Call of Duty or NHL?
It's I'll say both, but I'll say okay. Let me explain NHL though.
Okay.
You know what? COD I'll talk about some other time, but for me NHL.
COD is a whole different story.
Yeah, COD is just a whole different story.
Yeah.
I meant to say NHL. Sorry. Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with these games, bro. Like, just every year, it's just like glitches upon glitches upon glitches upon glitches.
Yeah.
Like you do a normal pass, it hits someone's stick, and it does like 88 miles per hour around the freaking board, like all around. I'm like,
I will admit there are some glitches.
Like, what is happening? And then like, I was playing like online through the drop-in not long ago, and I was like trying to shoot the puck in the goalie, and my guy teleported like literally 6 inches on the left to the boards. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
There are a few glitches like that, I guess.
You know what I mean? Like,
but
I can, man. Like for me, like I said before, hands down the best NHL the games I played was 94, 99, and 2000.
Yes, but you can't argue that the games now are better.
Well, yeah, but
they are.
But they're just tweaked up like
they're
two things.
Out.
Yeah, they're twerked out. Yeah, they tweaked
they
out.
Have too many twerks.
They tweaked out like, I don't know, man. Like it's just two things. That's it.
Yeah, I guess I get that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like I think they're pretty good games. I think you're just not that great at them.
Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm not. Just I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I can't explain it. Overall, it's just
not great.
It's good, like wise, but like
I guess
for me, it's just I don't know, man. Like it just like I said before, too many glitches.
Too many glitches. Yeah. It ruins the experience for you because of the glitches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I just the glitches piss me off sometimes, but I just assume that video games are gonna have glitches, so I just like sometimes it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, and then you try to like hustle, like play online versus like the club, whatever.
Yeah.
And you high stick the guy's stick.
That I will admit, every time, like every poke check, you trip somebody or stick lift.
Yeah, you stick lift and you know you're gonna get the puck, but the other guy still gets the puck.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Like it's the physics of the puck. I'm like, how's that make any sense?
It doesn't.
And then you do a little pass and it hits like your skate, and then it goes far to the left again or something.
Yeah, and I get that. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's frustrating.
Oh yeah.
But you know what's more frustrating? Excuse me. You know what's more frustrating? Farming Simulator.
Oh, that game I can't do.
All right, so I think we'll end the podcast here.
Yeah.
I think this was a pretty good episode.
Yes,
some good discussion about some.
I'm gonna go play some Farming Simulator.
No, you're not. That game's like deleted off your cloud. That's not even on your system.
It's erased from existence. It
doesn't exist. That game doesn't exist. We don't talk about that game. We don't talk about that game.
Screw that shit.
All right. Well, you can find us on Twitter. Everything's in the description. You can, find it in the details on Spotify, as well as Apple Podcasts. Obviously, in the description of the YouTube video. Check us out on YouTube. So thank you very much for listening and watching again this week. We'll be back next week with another episode. Hopefully, we have some more news about Call of Duty. We'll actually have played the Avengers game, so we'll give thoughts on that.
Yeah.
There's going to be quite a bit to talk about, so it'll be good.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the links in the description. Andrew's on Twitter now. I say this every episode.
Yeah.
But and if you want to sponsor the podcast or sponsor a segment, whether it be our movie reviews going forward now or the Darius's Difficulties and Andrew's Annoyances, please reach out to us via email.
Yeah.
And
yeah. And then, like I said, COD, I'm not going to mention it because I mentioned it last week with the noises.
I'm sure COD will come up eventually.
I had a brain fart, so. Yeah, we're going to talk about, the COD Cold War.
Eventually. As more gameplay comes out and stuff, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for watching and listening this week. Our intro and outro music is made by Guido. You can find him on Spotify as well as YouTube. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Stay safe.
Stay safe and take care and have a good one.
Yeah, I will not stop, I cannot stop, I'm gonna win the fight. Always running towards my goals, faster than the speed of light. Flying over any obstacle, I swear that I'm a kite. Every struggle is a blessing if you're looking at it right. Unstoppable, yeah, I'm unstoppable.